What's up, guys? It's Techno Viking 23, and yes, I'm actually on Destiny right now, and I'm on Destiny for a very specific reason. As if Bungie hasn't been having a great PR month to begin with, they've got even more controversy on their hands after something that happened this morning. Um, Now, first off, we had the weapon changes that came out yesterday. I did a video on that, actually. It's about an hour long, though, so it's still kind of processing, and I'm going to put that up later on. What I wanted to address, though, is that our good buddy Zer, he's back in the tower. Of course, it's Friday morning. There's just something a little odd about Zer if you pull up his inventory. You will notice that Zer does not have a weapon this week. All he's selling are the typical armor items for 13 coins. He's got the exotic shard and he's got the exotic engram. But you will notice that conspicuous by its absence is any type of an exotic weapon. Now, this is very curious, because this obviously hasn't really happened before with Zer. This was reported this morning, and people reported it to Bungie, basically. But what's really kind of funny is that this was the week, actually. People who, there's some people who data mine the game and who have looked into the code and other things and have their other methods of finding things out. This was the week Zer was supposed to sell the Gjallarhorn, which, as many of you know, is probably one of the most coveted exotic weapons in all of Destiny. He sold it back on like week 2, and of course at that time nobody knew how good it was, so a lot of us skipped it and didn't purchase it. Well, those that did buy it, or those who've gotten it to drop early in the game, know how good Gjallarhorn is and just how good it is in PvE at making bosses disappear very quickly. And as soon as it, Bungie kind of got wind of how amazing the Gjallarhorn was in the game, it kind of vanished from Zer's loot table, even though they say he's random, and a lot of people will tell you, oh, they didn't take it out of the loot table, but then there's a lot of people that tell you that they did. So then this was, again, like I said, a lot of people who have figured out Zer's, kind of his process and what he's going to have, they kind of reported this was the week he was going to sell the Gjallarhorn again. So kind of hilarious this morning, you log on and Zer's missing his weapon. There are actually some users over in Europe who took screenshots. There's one guy, he actually took a screenshot of his television with it on the screen that Zer had the Gjallarhorn for sale. Another guy had posted a picture of the Zer inventory from one of the Destiny apps showing that Gjallarhorn was also in his inventory this week. Now, of course, the masses of Destiny fanboys are all claiming this is fake and, people photoshopped it and all this other nonsense. But what I find more interesting is Bungie's response to this whole thing. They basically said this morning on Twitter, oh, we're aware there's a problem with Zer and he does not have a weapon this week. Pretty much they acknowledged it. We're looking at it. We're going to take care of it. We're going to fix it. A few hours later, they came out and they basically said, we're sorry. We can't repair this. We don't know how to add it into his inventory or add a weapon in there without breaking a bunch of other stuff. And it would be unsafe for us to adjust this and put a weapon back in his inventory for this week. That is the most weird, crazy response I think they've had yet to any problem with this game, and it just lends more credit to my thought is that it just lends more credit to the theory that yes, Zer was going to have the Gjallarhorn this week, and they decided not to give it to him. And I'm sorry, guys. At this point, we're almost 9 months into the game. 9 months worth of Zer coming every Friday. This is really the first major problem they've had with him, and they're again doing the whole, oh, we can't fix it because it'd be unsafe for other game changes. Or guys, I'm sorry if you can't smell the shit on that one, then I'm sorry. It's just at this point, I'd be willing to give them the benefit of the doubt if at this point we hadn't had so many other crazy kind of controversial things between Bungie and the community. At this point, it's just a joke. It's just so funny, and they think and unfortunately, they think people are still stupid enough to fall for their excuses. But unfortunately, with Destiny, there are still a lot of people who are so gullible that they still buy all this and buy everything that Bungie says. But this is it's kind of hilarious. It's like Bungie just this last month or so, their PR has just been going through the floor. It's just been real bad. And then having Zer do this on top of the weapon patch announced yesterday, which, like I said, I'll have a video on that later on. It's just pretty funny. And like I said, if you believe anything they say, that nonsense. Again, we're 9 months into the game and they're still talking. They still can't figure out how Zer works. You're telling me you developed this guy and put him in your game to sell weapons every week as a vendor, and you don't know how he works yet? Yet the first couple weeks that Xur came out, he had a material exchange where you could trade in stuff for strange coins, and they were able to remove that. If you're a day one player, you might remember this. The first time, a couple times Xur was on, you could trade in 50 spin metal or 1,000 glimmer, and you could buy strange coins from Xur. Well, what happened was people were taking a level 1 character, since glimmer is shared across all their accounts, they were buying the strange coin, transferring it to the vault, deleting that character, making a new character, buying a strange coin, and it was a way you could basically farm strange coins easily. And that was a week 1, week 2 thing. A lot of people don't remember that. But Bungie was able to go into Xur that exact day, a few hours after they became aware of it, and they were able to remove those items out of his inventory where you could exchange. They can take things out of his inventory. When the whole thing where he didn't show up with heavy ammo for a while, it wasn't because it was random and Xur didn't want to have heavy ammo. It was because they knew there was such an emphasis on heavy ammo for Crota when the Crota raid came out. They wanted people to go grind more Glimmer and have to spend more time playing the game, grinding Glimmer and buying heavy ammo packs from the gunsmith for the 1,000 glimmer a pack or whatever that he charged for them. So they really have a really poor track record when it comes to explaining Xur and trying to talk about Xur, and just saying they don't know how to fix it is not an excuse at this point 9 months into your game. To me, that just tells me A, either you're lying, or B, your developers and your programmers are so incompetent they don't know what they're doing, which I find very hard to believe with a AAA company. But I could be wrong. Maybe they are that incompetent. I don't know. Anyways, guys, I just thought it was pretty funny that Bungie can't seem to get through a week without doing something else that's controversial and something else that gets the player base all riled up with Destiny. It's just so funny, and their excuses they keep coming up with are just hilarious. Of course, they said, "Oh, Xur will return next week with an exotic weapon back in his inventory." So look forward to getting No Land Beyond or some other garbage exotic next week when he comes back. So anyways, guys, that's really about it. I'm interested to hear what you guys think about this. I'm sure the Destiny trolls are going to come running to this video to tell me what an idiot I am and how wrong I am and tell me to go fuck myself and all kinds of other stuff. So looking forward to that. I'm sure that's going to happen. But also look forward to seeing if there's any of you who think any different because at this point, it's funny, like everybody talks about the tinfoil hat people with this game, but at this point, you got to almost start believing some of the stuff they say because it's just so ridiculous how this stuff keeps happening with Bungie and how amazing some of Bungie's responses are to this stuff. Like, oh, we can't figure out how to fix Xur without breaking something else. Yeah, you've been working with the game for 9 months and you can't figure out Xur. I'm sorry, but I'm calling bullshit on that one. Anyways, guys, I hope other than that you're having a great Friday today. I will have an Old School Gaming Friday video up here pretty soon, so look forward to that. But otherwise, that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed the quick Destiny video here, and I will see you guys again next time.